Hi, I'm Jonathan Kraft, last name Kraft. I'm the founder and director of Keepers of the Wild. We're a nonprofit animal sanctuary. Basically, we rescue animals from all different scenarios out of private backyards. We deal with government agencies such as the USDA, Department of Wildlife, Fish and Game, etc. Animals that are confiscated, animals that are being retired from circuses, animals that are being retired from showbiz. Those are the kind of animals that will come to our facility and would stay there for the rest of their lives, and we take excellent care of them and hopefully give them a semi-natural environment to live out their days. The question is, what is the difference between a zoo and a sanctuary? There's actually a very big difference. First of all, a sanctuary, we try to not exploit the animals by having small exhibits for them and having as many species as possible. We try to give our animals, once again, as a semi-natural environment. We certainly have a no breeding program. We all know that animals at this time cannot be returned to the wild, certainly not the large carnivores. And so we have a strict non-breeding program. That's basically the difference between us and a zoo. Well, some of the major problems in the animal business, besides the exploitation and using animals for profit, such as in show business or in the movie business, is really not necessary anymore. You've got the circuses now that eventually it'll be legislated out of business, or at least that animals will be able to be used in circuses. They're going to need to have a place to go. But there is, in addition to that, there are 7,500 big cats in private hands in the United States alone. Or actually there's 15,000 big cats, but 7,500 of those alone are tigers. And if you think about those numbers, there is less than 5,000 tigers in the wild in all the countries combined, for real. And so there is more in the United States in backyards alone than all the animals combined in the entire world, and it's kind of sad. They don't make good pets, and we want to be able to get eventually bills passed that it is illegal to own an exotic animal, not just for the animal's sake, but for the people's sake too. A lot of people are getting hurt. A lot of people are totally misinformed as to how to treat an animal like that, how to take care of an animal properly like that. And we are a firm believer that these animals belong in the wild and we can cohabitate with them, and that's our ultimate goal. Well, I believe, the area that we're in now is actually 4 square miles. I think we got 3 square miles that way and another one tees off. It would make phenomenal sense. First of all, there's a lot of room here. It's isolated from the general public. There is no traffic. It would make absolute beautiful habitat. The weather is perfect over here. There's plenty of water available. I think that we're geographically located in a very palatable area. We're close to Phoenix, we're close to LA, we're close to Vegas. I think it's very accessible to make a animal environment or an animal habitat. It's in a perfect location. It couldn't be in a better location. Of course, this area lends itself perfectly to similar to an African environment as far as savannas is concerned for large hoofstock type animals, giraffes, elephants, what have you. This is a perfect environment. They're totally secluded with mountain ranges all the way around, plenty of water available, perfect location. Why this area would be so perfect is look around you. You've got all the natural barriers. I think it would take very little fencing to keep them in. I mean, in perspective to other areas. I mean, it's got lots of grass, got lots of vegetation. Granted, we have to put in some trees, but what a beautiful environment. It'd be very easy to create lakes by the runoff, catching all the runoff water. I think this would be absolutely perfect. And most of all is we're not in anybody's flight path. We don't have a freeway running in front, none of that. And you can't get more natural. If somebody were to put you in the middle of this place and not know where you were, you would probably guess that this would be Africa or would be some other place on the planet, because it's gorgeous. Trying to put the two together, the Kin's Domain as well as a sanctuary, is kind of two hands or two peas in a pot, if you think about it. The people that I'm sure that live in Kin's Domains are already naturalists and are in tune with the environment. What perfect scenario it would make. to have wild animals living out your front door, be able to work with and volunteer for the care and the love and the environment that goes along with taking care of those type of animals that really need to be rescued, it would be a perfect setup. It would be an absolute perfect setup. Keepers of the Wild has recently done a variety of things. We just came out on HD Net with Call to World Report. This was just a week ago. We've got a couple of big movie deals in the works with Toulouse Films. We just did Billy Connolly with a tour on Route 66, which was absolutely phenomenal. We do High Roads with Dan Davis, which is also all pertaining to Route 66 and the attractions that are available in this area. So we're constantly doing things. We just shot 5 segments for a television children's show in Montreal called Talk Talk Talk, where we work with specific animals from an educational standpoint of view. And that's what we're all about. We're about educating. We hope that the next generation will have the ability to be able to see animals in the wild if we get certain bills passed that will eliminate people to be able to exploit these animals or put them in canned hunts where they can be shot for a fee or go to a circus to see those. I think that this type of environment would be perfect for it. Well, the problem with canned hunts are there is a wide variety of canned hunts throughout this country that people are not aware of. There is 300 to 400 different facilities where you can actually go, where you can take an exotic animal and shoot him or kill him in a confined space as, so to speak, a trophy for X number of dollars. It's a disgusting practice. Matter of fact, there's some exotics, and I'm talking about big cats in particular, I've seen where they're shot in the back of a horse trailer just so that they can say they shot a big cat, or where they have a declawed lion in a half-acre enclosure where they'll send a bunch of dogs loose on them and attack it, and then they walk up as the macho person and finally shoot the animal in the head and take it out of its misery. Things like that go on all the time. Well, a lot of the animals that we understand that come from or that end up in canned hunts are usually surplus animals. Maybe animals that were bred in zoos, they end up going to a surplus, or they end up going out the back door. They may in particularly not know that they're going to a canned hunt, but if they did a little investigating and they track the animal where it ends up, a lot of them end up in canned hunts that way. And some of them are purposely bred for that purpose. There is breeders out there that sell animals. May it be illegal, providing it is an endangered species, then that goes on all over the country. Matter of fact, it wasn't too long ago, there was a television, it was on national news, and I can't recall who did it, but it was a major newscast that there was a gentleman, I believe in Texas, had a game ranch where you could actually physically shoot and control a rifle via the internet from your home computer to kill an animal in real time in another facility elsewhere in the country. It's disgusting. You know, first of all, is what you need to look at the times that we live. There is a wide variety of sanctuaries as well as zoological parks that are being shut down all over the country because of economics. People can't afford to go visit them. Everything has gotten more expensive, and so there's a lot of them that are going belly up, which means they're going to have a huge surplus of animals. In addition to that, there is currently bills being passed to eliminate animals from circuses, to eliminate canned hunts, to eliminate private ownership and breeders. You know, there's 4,700 licensed breeders in the United States alone, licensed by the United States Department of Agriculture to breed exotic animals. That is not the backyard breeder. That doesn't include the person that sells animals out of the back of a van or on the black market. That's pretty discouraging if you think about it. So if a lot of these laws are being passed, eventually all of these animals need to go somewhere. And, you know, to have a 4,000-acre sanctuary or somewhere in that neighborhood would just be the beginning in what's going to be needed. I mean, there's going to be a lot more land needed to be able to uh, live in harmony with animals, such as wild animals, with the people that would be taking care of them. Keepers of the Wild has been in existence for 20 some odd years now, and so I've worked with exotics virtually most of my adult life. We started out in show business originally, realized that exploitation of animals, or exotic animals, or any animal for that matter, is just not acceptable. And you don't really realize that until you're involved in that business. Then you can see what really goes on behind the scenes. And once again, as if people want to get a real thorough message and an understanding of what happens to these animals, go to our website, keepersofthewild.org, and you'll be able to get a real in-depth look of what's going on out there and what's needed. Keepers of the Wild is a 501c3 nonprofit animal sanctuary. We're located on Highway 66 in Valentine, Arizona, which is about 20 minutes east of Kingman at mile marker 87. We're open every day but Tuesdays from 9 to 5, and we have safari tours available. And people can actually come down and visit our facility and see animals in a natural environment where they have lots of space to play and roam and have enrichment, and where they're well taken care of. We have a gift shop, and it is online. Once again, go to keepersofthewild.org, and you'll be able to see exactly how to get to our facility and all the amenities that are available. If you want to participate in donating to Keepers of the Wild or supporting us, there's a wide variety of things that you can do. As go on our website, check out our gift shop, and you can certainly sponsor animals. You can sponsor habitat. You can come and visit the park, and all of those things. Or you can just make a contribution to Keepers of the Wild. We've got PayPal. We have every kind of credit card available that you can do so. Yeah. By sponsoring an animal, we mean that you pay a fee for that animal, and then you know that all of that money goes to take directly to the care of that animal. You will get a certificate, you get a thank you letter, of course, and you will receive a tax-deductible donation letter so that you can then deduct it from your taxes. Well, we have a lot of animals, actually. We have a lot of lions. We've got about 20 some odd tigers now. We just got a couple of new ones in. And but we have lions, we have tigers, we have leopards, we have cougars, we have a jaguar, we have wolves, we have a wide variety of primates, we have reptiles, we have a lot of hoofstock, we've got ostriches, emus, you name it. We have you know, anything that needs to be rescued other than people, we'll rescue them. Well, you know, the real thing, I mean, this would be a dream come true. We already have a dream come true. We've worked for 20 years very hard to have a top-notch facility, which our original Keepers of the Wild is. We feel we are the bar. We set the bar a very high standard. We feel that we have a state-of-the-art facility, and we would like now to expand that to be able to use that mechanism and that knowledge that we have gotten and how to run a facility properly onto a much larger scale, because there is so many more. We've got 175 animals. There's thousands of animals that desperately need rescue and need a sanctuary to be taken care of. Well, when it comes to funding, this is obviously going to be probably an ongoing project, but originally we would have to put in, beside the enclosures on a massive scale, obviously water source, power, which some of that is on the property already. We have a huge well, which is already available to us. But certainly there needs to be shaded areas need to be built. There needs to be holding areas for the animals. There needs to be a medical facility, probably a research area or a research facility, probably, you know, we can have dorms for interns. We've got Texas A&M. The kids came in, instead of doing 2 weeks of having fun in the sun and doing their spring break, they came and spent 2 weeks with Keepers of the Wild. So we have people actually from all over the world. We get them from Germany to come in and spend a month with us. And so a lot of zoological people, or that have gone to Moore Park College, talk about animal welfare, like to come and spend time with us, so that they really see and get an in-depth look at how to generally take care of these type of animals. May it come to diet, may it be medical, may it be behavior, may it be enrichment, and so on. Well, I think it is very nice to have a sanctuary essentially for the animals, but I think it is extremely important because otherwise we would need a sanctuary the size of the state of Arizona. I mean, the whole idea is to educate the public so that future generations won't be exploiting animals or won't be breeding these animals just at random, and that we perhaps can protect the areas where they live in the wild and people learn how to cohabitate. But a research center, and we get an awful lot of field trips of kids that come in, and you'd be surprised with the research that's now available online and how smart kids have become pertaining to the environment and the animals within the environment. And so it's extremely important that we build a real state-of-the-art educational facility, and also a place where people can come and visit without interrupting the daily lives of the animals, and so that there is not considered exploitation, but certainly for educational purposes. This is the dawning